Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah. He must work out.
Welcome to Truman's Town Hall with your host, Matt Truman.
Hello, this is Matt Truman coming to you live from the military city, San Antonio. Just wanted to let everyone know, first off, we're going to be taking about a 30-day break, about a month off. What I plan to do is play some old podcasts that we did on the first podcast we started, Inspired and Admired, where we interviewed some of the candidates that you have elected. So we'll go back to those interviews during this hiatus. If you didn't get a chance to watch the city council meeting, go ahead and go watch that council meeting. There was a lot on the agenda, a lot of stuff that we've already talked about, so rehashing that. Look for Monday for the vote on, I do believe, the council compensation and some other things there. So stay up to date while we are on hiatus. I thank you for listening. Also, tonight, I believe there is a meeting at the school board, or a school board meeting at Studebaker. From what I understand, they are providing 30 minutes for citizens to speak about the potential resignation or restructuring of the athletic director / head football coach, Jay Minton. I don't have a lot of information on that. I do know that there are a lot of things circulating. I've talked to a lot of people. I don't want to come out on this podcast and spread rumors or talk about things that I am not 100% positive of. I will say this: ask questions if you're going to speak. One question I would ask is, when it comes to the restructuring, why are they asking for a resignation as the AD and still keeping the football coach? If their excuse is that it is too much, both positions are too much, why not keep him as the AD, which would benefit him versus the football coach? I don't know. Or you could potentially ask other questions like, how did this decision come about? Who brought this forward to the superintendent? Why is the superintendent making this decision? It solely lies on her. This is her last term, and I know that a lot of people respect her and think she's done a fantastic job. So it's nothing, there's a lot of people being torn in many different ways on this subject. So there may be other questions you want to ask. What is going on? Why so soon? Why now? And what's behind it? The people deserve to know. If the school board chooses not to be transparent about situations, that's when the people need to stand up. The school board is rarely being challenged at the polls for folks running against the school board. If you are, not that they're doing a bad job or a good job or any kind of job that I can speak of. I'm not going to speak to that point. But I do like new ideas. I do enjoy having options when it comes to elected officials. You're not getting that on the school board and, frankly, on the council this year. Anyway, if you go there, ask questions. I am going to pay attention to that. If there's something I can do to come back and talk about, I will. But I need to focus on some things here at the house for a while. So we'll play some old interviews that I did on a podcast called Inspired and Admired. When I started podcasting, I wanted to interview interesting people that had different stories to tell. Then it bled into talking to candidates, and then we switched it over, and now it's Truman's Town Hall, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so there's that. Hope everyone has a great week. Hope you guys have a great month, actually. And maybe by the time this podcast starts back up, I will be in the 45424 area code. We're going to end this podcast with a few funny political speeches and a few funny political statements that I just pulled together and thought it was funny. Anyway, thank you, and I appreciate you downloading, and look for those interviews of current council members, but some of them were even before they were council members. So you can listen to those here coming up in the next few weeks. So we'll start with this, and then we'll end it.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Thank you for listening to Truman's Town Hall. Share this podcast with your friends and neighbors and subscribe today.